Welcome to another reading. Actually, I'm going to take my headphones out. All right. We are here for another weekly reading and full moon reading. I'm going to turn my light up a little bit. Wow. So, hopefully you are ready for another reading. I'm going to play with this light while you guys join. I have one very long dreadlock, by the way. Look at how much longer it is. Anyways, I got distracted with that. Hi, everyone. Hi, Josie. Bliss, everyone. Comment below. Let me know you're here, how you're doing today. Happy Sunday. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Happy Father's Day to all the single mothers out there. And so important to just appreciate that energy and really give thanks to the good dads out there and the moms who take that role if they need to as well. So important, that masculine energy, the divine masculine energy. And just to give you a little bit of background about me, because I like to share my personal experiences too, I actually just reconnected with my biological father, and that was the first time I had connected with him since I was 10 years old. And before that, I only had met him once when I was about 4 years old. And so, you know, there's a lot of things that happened over time that created kind of different perceptions and different perspectives on my relationship with my father. And I think it's important to note that we often, as children, are influenced by our other parents' perceptions and also of the world's perceptions of certain situations that we go through. And then when we get older, we kind of look back and we realize, wow, there's a lot more to understand there. There was a lot more to see. There's a lot more to be aware of. And then that brings us into a deeper connection with people that we may not have had a connection with. And that was kind of my story with my dad, is that we just didn't have a connection my life growing up because we just weren't able to, my parents weren't able to see eye to eye, and I was just kind of a result of that. And so I wasn't able to really connect with my dad growing up. So being an adult, being 30 now, and being able to really see that divine masculine energy is important in my life, and being able to really be open and fearless in my exploration of that energy in my life and reconnecting with my father has been a really beautiful experience. And it's a huge deal for me because I grew up really not thinking that he was going to be around in my life. So it's really cool to dive into that relationship, and I encourage anybody else who has a disconnection with their parents, or has been wondering or curious about, you know, creating a relationship with their parents that they maybe didn't have as a young kid. You know, just explore it. Just be brave enough to explore it and see. And it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to work out the way that you want it to, but you may find some more information about yourself. You might learn more about who you are and where you come from, and that in itself is a benefit. So we really want to allow ourselves to just be mindful of benefits of our experience, and notice that if there's things that are uncomfortable in our life that we're not used to doing, or we're not ready to explore, we're not sure about, that the best thing we can do is be brave and try our best to move forward in that bravery, and hope that it brings us some new information and some new growth and wisdom, which in my case it did. So shout out to my dad, and I'm going to be actually visiting him for the first time since I was 4 years old, next, like 2 weeks from now, July 4th, for the weekend. And so this will be a really big deal for me. And so I encourage everybody else to definitely connect with their parents if you're feeling like you need that connection. And of course, if you feel like you have disconnected from your parents for a reason, because they're toxic or unhealthy, then of course, maintain that boundary as necessary. But I encourage you, if you're curious and you haven't made that assumption yet or decision, to explore, because it could really bring you some information and some bliss. Okay? So thanks, guys. Thanks for your support on that. Thanks for listening to me ramble there. So let's see who's here with us. We've got Josie here. We've got Serena here. Happy Sunday to you too. CJ's here. And India's here. And oh my goodness, I can't say her name. Indy. Yeah, Indy's here. Hedwig's here. Hello. And Leslie's here, Amanda's here, Shauna's here, Andrea's here. So good to see you all. Isabella's here. Essence, yes. So thank you all for joining. We've got more joining now too. Let's go ahead and start with a quick review of last week to get into our vibe. Last week I was live from Huntington Beach, so hopefully you got to see that reading. It was super fun to be live from the beach. I'm back at home now with my beautiful sacred geometry here, my beautiful mandala. But it was so nice to be at the beach and so nice to soak in all of that beautiful water energy and just connect with the land in that way. So definitely go watch it again and just for the beach view if you want. It was a really great reading last week. And last week our energy was forgiveness for the beginning of the week, the card that we pulled. Then we got power for the middle of the week. And then at the end of the week last week, which is really our weekend now, was miracles. So we are starting to step into our miracles, and we all are starting to get traction in our miracles. We are starting to formulate and mold and see and perceive and experience some of the miracles, at least some of the early traces of it. And a lot of the miracles happen within before they happen outside of us, right? So we want to really be attentive to the miracles within us that are occurring, the transformations that are occurring, the release that's occurring, the activations that are occurring within our being, the growth, the wisdom, that evolution, that development. Those are miracles. And when we recognize those as miracles and we see them in their purest potential, we recognize them and we acknowledge them by saying, you know what? It's a miracle that I was able to let that go this week. It was a miracle that I was able to react differently. It was a miracle that I was able to forgive, right? And to find my power and to step into my voice and to do things more deliberately and more confidently. Those are miracles happening within us every day, every minute. And if we can really acknowledge that, then we're going to start to see more of the miracles showing themselves in our external experience with a lot of amazing things and unfathomably blissful things. And so that's what we're going to be stepping into this week. So we've got a lot of great energy to step into this week and a lot of things to talk about. So let's go ahead and get into this week. I want to start with the spirit messages. We are here this week, 6/16. Today is 6/16, one of my favorite days of the year. And we are going into this whole week ending at 6/23 next Sunday. And so for this entire week, I want to start by just reiterating my energy about 6/16 because it is my favorite day, one of my favorite days of the year. I've got it tattooed on my wrist for a reason because numerologically it does send us a message. Sixes are the creator numbers. They're the creator numbers and they create from all sides of the spectrum. So sixes are really powerful and we want to use sixes to promote a positive creation and a enlightening, uplifting creation. So that's why it's so important to have positive creations aligning, which is the number one, with positive outcomes. And that's really what 616 is about. And the 1/6 in general is about, is aligning with your creative outcome, aligning with what you want to create and what you've deliberately created. And so that's really the start of our week, and that's going to be the theme for our week moving forward. And we're going to have a lot of creative energy available to us. And we're also going to have a lot of awareness and wisdom available to us this week. So let's get into our spirit messages. These are all the messages that I gathered through meditation, through downloads from my guides and my higher self, and through other events and readings I've done this week to really give us a good idea of what the energy is looking like and what we're feeling moving forward. So the first message on our spirit messages section is be your own cheerleader. This is a huge deal, okay? Being your own cheerleader is the best way to keep positive energy. It is so important to encourage yourself from within. Be proud of yourself. Give yourself those pats on the backs when you have that energy and that pride in you, when you've done something good, when you've done something integritous, when you're pushing through something that's difficult. Giving yourself that positive reinforcement and encouragement is really going to be a huge activator for this week, especially because this week is all based in creation. We want to use the number 6 with the month of June to create positivity and to make sure that we're doing that from the inside out. And so that starts with positive dialogue, that starts with affirmations, that starts with being proud of yourself and confident in what you feel and what you do, and knowing that you are connected to your higher self and your inner guidance when you choose and when you purposely and deliberately put yourself in that connection. So if you're dealing with something, a choice that you need to make, or a certain experience you find yourself in, or an interaction you're preparing for, make sure that you find your center, that you breathe into your inner being, and that you make sure to positively reinforce your energy before you move into that experience or interaction, so that you can feel completely ready. Like a pep talk before you go into a sports event or something. You want to make sure you're feeling that positivity. Now, because this is so important, I want to really make sure that we have some ways to do that. So make sure that you wake up with gratitude. That's a great way to be your own cheerleader, is to really wake up with gratitude. Meaning when you wake up, even if you wake up with a bad mood, or even if you wake up thinking about something stressful that you have to get done, or even if you wake up late and you're rushing, try to find ways to be grateful. Grateful right before you get out of bed, before you put your foot on the floor to get up for your day. Try to list at least 5 to 10 things that you're grateful for. Immediately you can know that you're grateful for waking up, right? That you're breathing, that you're living, that you have another day to experience life. That in itself is a amazing sense of gratitude, and a deep sense of gratitude. The appreciation for life, the appreciation for breath in the lungs, the appreciation for a healthy body that moves you and gets you from place to place. The gratefulness for the sun rising and for the moon setting and for the energy around you and the people that you love and the experiences you have. These are all reasons to be grateful, and this is what's going to help you be your own cheerleader. And if you can keep reminding yourself of those things to be grateful for, and you keep pushing yourself forward in that encouragement, you're going to have a really great week this week. Now, with that, there is some dualistic energies coming up this week because we're in Gemini still. Gemini is all about duality. There's always a mirror to a Gemini, and there's always a twin, right? So there's always this kind of diversity and contrast. And so with this, we're feeling more duality coming back into view this week. Just like with the new moon in June, we felt some duality with just understanding what we needed to let go of. We felt a lot of hyperactive thoughts. We felt some stress and worry, but we also felt a lot of wisdom and alignment and a lot of downloads and signs and synchronicities that supported us in our connection to our intuition. So we're going to see a lot of the same things with this full moon energy when we move into it tomorrow. And I will be doing a full moon reading today attached to this. So we're going to go over the full moon energy in depth in just a little bit. But the duality of that energy of Gemini, and because this full moon is in Sagittarius tomorrow, we're feeling the dualistic energy, but we're also feeling more promotion of positivity with that Sagittarius influence, because Sagittarius is all about quest for joy, quest for truth, quest for wisdom, and we are moving into that quest with a positive scope. Now with that, we are going to take some hits as far as awareness go. We're gonna realize the things that we still need to let go of. We're gonna have some of those thoughts where we're kind of still and neutral and feeling a little stuck and unsure of ourselves, because there's not going to be a ton going on before the transformation. There's kind of this stagnant energy, this stillness, and I was feeling it yesterday. I had kind of a crappy day yesterday. I just woke up on the wrong side of the bed, and I talked about it on my Instagram story, so you can check that out, because I did talk about how to get yourself out of those moods when you're feeling it. And it's all about being neutral, finding a way to just move into a neutral place. You might not be able to get to the blissful place if you're in an icky energy, but you can try to get to neutral, and that neutral is going to feel better than any kind of energy you were holding on to that's based in a heavier or more dense energy. So neutrality may be easier to absorb at parts of this week. Stillness is important to just allow when you're feeling stuck or still. There is a reason for it, because we are moving into a void space of creation. That void space is literally nothingness. And in that nothingness, we are going to be able to create everything that we desire. But we have to wait for the right time and the right order of energy to move and align perfectly for us to start that creation. Just like the creation of the universe, everything had to be exactly right. Everything had to be perfectly aligned. All of the chemicals, all of the mathematical aspects, all of the metals, all of the life force energy, all of the plasma, all of the void space had to be perfectly ready for creation in order for it to just appear and really become a universe and eventually a galaxy and planet and stars and all of these other things. So we really recognize that within ourselves as well, and we want to make sure that we're patient with the stillness that happens this week, because it's going to be for a reason, and the stillness that we experience is going to be preparing us for the rides, the roller coasters that we're going to experience when we start moving and everything starts creating as it needs to. So appreciate the stillness and just find ways to be neutral about it if you can't find ways to be excited or happy about it. And there are ways to be grateful about it. Grateful for the ability to observe in that stillness, to be present in that stillness, to be aware that the present moment is the place of creation, and that you can create with your intentions based on that energy of maybe not having a lot of things stimulating you. Then the next spirit message is things are going to slow down a bit, and then they're going to accelerate. They're going to fluctuate this week. We're going to feel a little bit of the stop and go, stop and go. Like I said, it's with the energy vibrations of the galaxy that we're entering into right now, and the galactic center that we're moving into with the full moon, which I'm going to get to in a little bit. Now, with this fluctuation, there's going to be fluctuation in timelines. We're literally going to see timelines being sensitive and shifting this week. We're going to see things that we do, choices that we make, completely shift us into a new timeline, into a new path that's more aligned with us or that's not more aligned with us. And it's going to happen really quickly. It's going to help us notice which decisions were in alignment and which weren't, and to help us get back on track if we make one of those decisions out of alignment, because we're literally going to feel that misalignment immediately when we make those choices or think those thoughts or say those things or feel those things. We're going to feel the contrast. We're going to feel that we're not in the right space mentally, emotionally, or spiritually, and that we need to adjust immediately to get back into alignment. So that's going to be a really great thing. We're going to notice the contrast and duality, but that duality is going to help us in our quest for truth, our quest for wisdom, and our quest for joy. And it's going to help us get back into alignment by really being sensitive and showing us exactly when we're in and out of that alignment. So make sure to act accordingly when you see these timeline shifts. Now pay attention as well to signs and synchronicities that point you into shifting timelines. If you see a sign, if you see a synchronicity, if you see a cool symbol or something and you've been trying to figure out which way to go, which direction, maybe you're taking a walk and you're like, I don't know which way to go. And then you see this really cool Archangel Michael symbol, and you're like, oh, that must be the way to go because that's one of my guides and it's a sign letting me know this is the choice to make, right? So pay attention to that. That's going to be really helpful in helping you shift with the timelines that are aligned with you. Now with that, we're also going to have some hyperactive mind and hyperactive communication. We're going to feel more outgoing, more social, more mentally active and stimulated with this Gemini energy of the entire month, and mixed with the full moon in Sagittarius, because Sagittarius is so it's such a questing type of adventurous type of sign. We're mixing that with a Gemini energy, and Gemini energy is adventurous too, and mentally adventurous, right? Thinking big thoughts and thinking deep thoughts and expansive thoughts and cosmic thoughts, and really finding ways to link everything together with the higher mind. There's a lot of Neptune influence, so we'll get into that as well. So allow your hyperactive mind and your communication to find balance when necessary. If you notice that you're starting to get really mentally stimulated and you're starting to get a little anxious or just a little bit hyperactive, find ways to find your center, reconnect with your inner being, and get into that deep center and feeling of bliss and neutrality, if you can't get to bliss like I talked about, but feeling into that center of your inner being, going within and really finding ways to connect there, because that's what's going to help you find balance in the areas you need to. All right, also find rest and find your center consistently. I just said this, but I want to kind of drill it in a little bit more. Find ways to rest this week when you have the opportunity. When you find those moments of stillness or you feel stuck or stagnant, find a way to rest. Maybe you do a meditation, or maybe you take a nap to reset your energy. Napping does reset your energy because it allows the subconscious to kind of sweep away all of the conscious thoughts and distractions, and then you wake up kind of refreshed. So that can be a really nice way to deal with any contrast and duality, any hyperactive mind or communication, and also to help you feel more connected to the energy that is flowing you into more of those positive creations and manifestations and miracles that we are moving into this week. Now, with that, we also have empaths being very sensitive this week. Empaths have been carrying the weight of the world, and there has been a lot of weight from the weight of the world for empaths to carry. Everything with Sudan, a lot of other very sad things happening in the world, violent things, disruptive and destructive things. And with that, empaths specifically are holding and carrying the weight of the world and carrying the weight of Mother Earth as well. We're feeling the transformation of Mother Earth, parts of Mother Earth that are deconstructing in order to be rebuilt in new ways. And with that, it's important for you empaths out there, those of you who are sensitive to energy and feel other people's emotions and feel the energy and weight of the world, to really find solitude and to release what is not yours to your higher self and to your guides. Your guides are here to carry that weight for you, to help you release that and transmute it into something more positive. And the angels that you have, your guardian angels, your guides, are there for you in that way. So make sure you're communicating with them. Make sure you're letting them know when you're feeling a little bit heavy emotionally, when you're feeling the weight of the world, and especially when you're feeling down and you don't know why. You're most likely carrying somebody else's pain or grief, because there's a lot of people releasing right now, and there's a lot of people that are still not quite strong enough to carry all of that weight themselves, and so they have to have other people help them in that way. And that's where the light workers come in, and the light warriors. And our job as light workers and light warriors is to, yes, allow them to kind of dump some of that weight on us, but we don't want to carry that all day, every day for the rest of our lives. We want to know as light workers that we are wise, and that with that wisdom, we have the awareness that we can release that energy, and that our guardian angels and our guides will take that weight and release it and disperse it and clear it completely from the universe. So make sure you're paying attention to that, because that's going to be really helpful. Now, last couple of spirit messages before I get into astrology and numerology. Hold your tribe close, okay? Hold your tribe close. This is so important because we're having a lot of social energy, that heightened communication. We're also feeling the weight of the world. So we're wanting to get connected with our soul tribe even more. Those of us that are connected and able to heal, who know how to heal, and who are fearless in their ability to help others. When you hold your tribe close in that way, they're going to be helpful and nurturing to you, and you're going to be helpful and nurturing to them. And it's going to provide a really nice solidarity for all of you to find balance. Now, also, we're getting balance between the heart and the mind. So like I said, we're having a very overactive mind, but we also want to make sure we're pulling in energy into our heart, and we're connected to our intuition because of all of the galactic center codes that we're going to be downloading this week with the full moon, and because of all the energy with the 12th moon cycle that we experienced this entire month. We're going to feel even more of a pull to connect with our heart. So we really, really want to make sure that if our mind is overactive, we want to pull some energy into our heart and start thinking with our heart and leading with our heart. And if our heart is overactive and making us do things that aren't really logical, then we want to also make sure that we're balancing with the mind, because the mind is important. It provides logic and it provides structure. Okay, and then the last spirit messages is we are adjusting to life differently, and we are adjusting to cleared cords. And so this is an important thing to talk about, because I was doing that soul contract clearing and cord cutting session, and I'm still doing it for this week. I'm going to finish it up with this week. I'm not going to offer them past this week for a little bit, but I will most likely, and they're very similar to the energy clearings, you guys. So don't think that I'm taking them off the menu and like you're not going to be able to get a cord cutting session ever again. You can definitely request it. But they are just like the energy cleansings. In fact, the energy cleansings are a little bit deeper. And so that's my usual cord cutting session and energy cleansing session. But the cord cutting session special is going to end this week, the $60 special. So make sure to get that in the schedule if you want that, if you haven't gotten it yet, or if you need another one, because sometimes it does take repeated cord cutting. But we are adjusting differently to life because of those cleared cords. So if you've had one of those cleared cutting sessions, it's a tongue twister. If you've had one of these cord cutting sessions or soul contract clearings, and if you've done it yourself, you also want to be aware that you're adjusting to these cleared cords. And when we clear the cords completely, that means that we're also clearing our codependence of those cords. And whether or not those cords, even though those things that we released weren't serving us, we still develop a codependence on those things if they've been there for so long. If we've been codependent on self-doubt, because that self-doubt keeps us from having to be more ambitious or to work harder, that can be a really strong adjustment when you clear that cord of self-doubt, and then you start to realize that there's all this other work to do, and there's so much more that needs to be done, and that you've kind of been a little bit more complacent in areas that you don't need to be. And so that can be a hard thing to adjust to, right? And a hard pace to find and adapt to. And so this is something that we want to really be attentive to. Also, cords with people who were toxic in our life. Once we cut those cords, and the toxic cords, remember, because when we cut a cord, it doesn't necessarily mean that we're cutting ties with them physically and in every way. We're actually just cutting the energy, their influence of us on our energy. And so when we cut that energy, that toxic energy away, sometimes we've been very dependent on that energy. Sometimes we found comfort in that toxic energy. Sometimes we found misery loves company, that kind of energetic connection to the misery, and we found kind of we kind of liked that feeling, right? And so when we clear it, we kind of try to grab it back by just being mean to people, or just kind of causing more tension and recreating the toxic energy that we no longer have attached to us. We end up trying to recreate it because we're so used to having it, and it's so natural for us, and it's such a habit for us that we kind of start to lash out in those ways too. So if you're experiencing anything like that, know that it is a mental thing that you're experiencing and no longer an energetic thing, that now it is your mind that you need to pull back and create boundaries for, so that you can contain and maintain those cords that are cut, and you don't try to mentally re-grab those cords or reattach those cords just out of discomfort. Make sure you adapt and allow yourself to know that any kind of fluctuation in mood or energy or experience that might not feel comfortable to you, if you've just released cords, it's most likely you adapting to that new cord release. So make sure you really go within and pay attention to if there's something there that has created a reconnection of those cords, or if you're starting to habitually try to bring that energy back into your life. And make sure you don't do that. Make sure you keep releasing, because that is so important. And I'm going to do a little bit more of a video on what to do after your cords are cut too. I'll do that this week. So just pay attention to my IGTV, and I'll also probably post that one on YouTube. Okay, you guys, so let's get into astrology and numerology. Before we do that, let's see if anybody has any questions or comments. Hedwig says, I'm glad you're connecting and learning again with your father back in your life. Thank you so much. Not easy, so I think you're very brave and open. What a blessing in itself. Thank you. I agree. It has been a very courageous process, but it's been a beautiful one. Hey, Kiwi's here. Eric Anderson's here as well. Marie's here. Good to see you, love. Standing Champion is here from California. Hedwig says, well, that's why I felt this heavy, dark energy today, and now understanding it. Thanks. The love and support to all the light warriors. Yes. Healing Dark Shadows said, I felt that way as soon as I started saging, and it lifted. I felt my heart lighten. Absolutely. And sage is a great way to clear any energy that's heavy and any feelings of sticky, stagnant energy as well. So use sage, use Palo Santo, even singing bowls, you guys, especially with the cord cutting, just playing the singing bowl and letting that sound move energy and release energy can be really, 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 really healing as well. And that can be great for after those cord cutting sessions if there's still a little bit of energy there that needs to be released. Use a singing bowl or listen to some singing bowls on YouTube, and that can really help. Okay, astrology and numerology, let's start there. We've got the full moon tomorrow, Monday, 6/17 in Sagittarius, and it is the opening of the Galactic Center. The Galactic Center is a really big deal, and I'm going to go into that in depth in just a little bit when we do our full moon reading, but I'm going to tap into this just a second here. We also have the Sagittarius energy, which is all about our quest for joy, our quest for wisdom, and our quest for truth. So we are connecting to that quest with this full moon energy tomorrow. Our vibrations are going to be raising. Our multidimensional self is going to be more realized. We've got Moon conjunct Jupiter, enhancing happiness and kindness. We've got Sun opposite of Jupiter, which is helping us tune into our inner joy and maintain it. We've got Jupiter squared Neptune, which is expanding our higher mind consciousness and our spiritual connections. We've got Jupiter Mars trine with Neptune, which is allowing us to feel more action oriented with that expansion in our mind, and also allowing ourselves to find new ways to learn and new ways to grow, and adapting to new timelines, like I just said, adapting to the new ways of life, living without those cords. And so that's some of the full moon energy for tomorrow. Jupiter's also in retrograde, so I'm going to talk more about that in just a second. We're going to dive a little deeper. But before we do that, let's go on to Tuesday. Tuesday, as astrological and numerological influences, it is going to be important for us to take time to rest on Tuesday. Taking time to rest is going to let us kind of reboot and recharge from our full moon releases tomorrow, and also let us reflect on any wisdom and any new understandings and perceptions that we've gained from our full moon tomorrow. We're also going to feel Saturn sextile Neptune to go deeper into moon wisdom. This is going to allow us to feel more connected to our ability to hold ourselves accountable, be responsible for what we do and what we decide and how we are creating, and allowing us to really reflect on if we're creating in a positive way or if we're creating something that we don't want, something that isn't serving us, and really helping us be accountable and take responsibility for that. And that's going to be a really great energy. Now we're also going to feel into Wednesday. Wednesday has a ton of energy. The numerological value of Wednesday is 10. We also have 6/19. The 19th is Wednesday. And so the 1/9 is 10 as well. And so we have a ton of 10s in this date as well. And even the 2019, we've got the 1/9 there, which is a 10, and the total number value 6/19 2019 is 10. So lots of 10s here, which means lots of manifestation, lots of aligning with your purpose and aligning with your faith in that purpose, and allowing yourself to start manifesting it from that faith and from that connection. With that, we're going to find more inspiration, more ideas to help us with our manifestations. We'll have Mercury opposite Pluto and Mars opposite Pluto that day, which is going to give us a lot of fiery energy and passion. It's going to be a really important thing as well to make sure that that fire energy is directed into passion and positivity, and not into anger and resentment and frustration, or just having a bad mood for no reason. Because some people, when they feel that fiery energy, especially water signs or air signs, they kind of usually feel that fiery energy, and then it becomes like an assumption of negativity or assumption of a bad mood, when really it can just be used as passion and excitement and motivation, instead of waking up and feeling, oh, I feel like this aggression, that means I'm in a bad mood and I'm just gonna be aggressive. No, instead you can use that as aggressively passionate, aggressively creative, aggressively reflective and self-aware, right? So pay attention to that on Wednesday. That might be where a lot of that duality energy I was getting for the spirit messages is going to come up. So you want to make sure you pay attention to that. So direct to the duality where it needs to go. And then Sunday, the end of the week, exactly 1 week from today, 6/23, Venus is opposite Jupiter. So it's going to be a great time to really allow the inner child to grow. Venus is all about family, it's all about connection, it's about relationships and love, and Jupiter is about expansion and growth and financial support and abundance and support emotionally and mentally and spiritually. So allow yourself to romanticize the evolution of your inner child, and let yourself have fun this weekend, this next weekend. Let yourself have a relaxed weekend, and let yourself do things that are really connected to your inner joy and really fun for you to do. That's going to be the astrology and numerology influences. Pretty easy there, guys. Pretty quick week in that way. Let's go back into, or actually, let's not go back into the full moon yet. So before I go into the full moon, because we're at 33 minutes here, which is perfect. Hey, 33. So let's go ahead and pull some cards real quick for the week. And I also want to give you just a couple of crystals to pay attention to and focus with if you have these crystals or if you want to go out and get them. The first crystal that I want to tell you about is hematite. And hematite, this is a hematite sphere, and it is like a metal ball, and it's kind of heavy. And it's really great for releasing any energy that doesn't serve, and also as a shield, as a protector for your energy field. This is a great stone to have after energy cord contracts are released and after cords are cut, so that you can really feel shielded in your own energy and protected in your own energy from that point forward, making sure that you don't reattach those connections or cords that you might be used to having, so you just mentally and emotionally reattach. This will help you with that. So really hold on to this hematite and really let yourself kind of imagine any energy that you don't like, that you experience moving into this and being transmuted, completely cleared and transformed into positive energy. And this is your shield, okay? So use that as a shield and carry it with you when you're feeling like you need that extra protection or extra guidance. This is also another great stone. This is a speckled or spotted obsidian, and I think this is also called, no, it's not a Dalmatian obsidian, it's just a speckled obsidian. I think it's called something else, like a snowflake obsidian or something too. But this is great for releasing emotional energy that doesn't serve, any toxic energy or heavy energy. This can be really good for those moments of stillness where you're feeling still and stagnant and you don't know why. Know that that is part of your in-between stage between your old ways and your new beginnings. So with the release of cords and with the release of subconscious energy that has been occurring over this whole month and even last month, we are allowing ourselves kind of this middle space, this limbo period between the old and the new. And so this snowflake obsidian, yeah, thank you for that validation. The snowflake obsidian is going to help you release any of the emotional sludge that is occurring from just that impatience or that waiting in between, or that stillness and stagnant energy. So those two are really good. Another crystal that I'll say is important this month, and this week I should say, is orange calcite. These are both orange calcite. The light is so bright that it's hard to show you guys these. So orange calcite is really good for creation, and that's what this week is all about, the creative energy. So this is going to be really good for your sacral chakra. It's also really going to be good for you to hold on to and just direct your creative visions into this stone, and have this stone help you amplify your creative vision and really create more of the miracles you see for yourself. So this can be a great stone to meditate with and just envision all of the things that you want to have happen in your life actually happening, and really put yourself into that vision with all of your senses online, really feeling into your emotional body, your mental body, your spiritual body, and your physical body and senses, and using this to assist, because this is going to bring forth abundance and creative energy. And I think that's it. Oh, this is a good one too. Copper. This is a copper heart, and this is an activator. This is an activator for channeling messages from divine. This is also an activator for manifestation. So this can be a really good crystal. It's not really crystal, it's a metal, copper. And you can meditate with this as well and have it help you activate and spark new energy and help you channel in new guidance from your spirit. Okay, so this is going to be really good with that galactic center energy I'm going to talk to you about in just a second. So those are the crystals I encourage you guys to focus on this week for this week's energy. Let's go ahead and take a nice couple of deep breaths to pull some cards for this week before we go into the full moon, okay? So let's close your eyes, get nice and comfortable. And when you're ready, as a collective here, all of our soul family here joining us, both live and those who are joining us later, we breathe deeply in and exhale to relax, allowing ourselves to move into our center, connect with our higher self with another deep breath in, and exhale to relax. And another deep breath in, calling in our higher self, our source, and all our spirit guides of love and light to assist in giving us messages for this week. With a big exhale to relax as a collective. Let's go ahead and pull a couple of cards. First card for the beginning of the week from the Healing with the Angels deck. Second card I'm getting is from the Spirit Messages deck. And the end of the week card, Angels of Atlantis deck for the end of the week. And it looks like that is the card. It came up right away. All right, so here are our weekly cards. Let's get into it. Let's see what we've got for the beginning of the week. Answered prayer, letting us know that we were just in a lot of that validation of miracles, and now we're getting our answered prayers, which is so exciting. We are moving into all of the miracles of June towards this last half of June, and our answered prayers are coming through. Make sure you're connecting with your angels. Make sure you're praying. Make sure you're actually asking for things and not just expecting the universe to give you what you want. Make sure you're really clear and you actually pray and meditate about what you want and ask for the details to come into your life, the details that you want. Otherwise, you're just going to be kind of cursing at the universe, like, why aren't you giving me what you want? And the universe is like, well, I'm giving you what you need, but you haven't told me what you want. So make sure you tell the universe, your higher self, and spirit guides what you want so that they can answer those prayers for you. That'll be in the beginning of the week with this full moon energy tomorrow and what we're experiencing today as well with the miracle card, which I think is so great because last week, the weekend for yesterday and today, the card was miracles. And then to start off the week, we're moving right into answered prayers just to validate that, which is so perfect. Okay, the next card for the middle of the week is Believe. Believe is the next card, and this card is amazing. I'm going to turn this light down a little bit. Maybe that's why it's acting a little weird. I'm new with this light, you guys. I'm new. Okay. So Believe is the new card, okay? And this is the middle of the week card. And Believe is all about the belief in yourself, your faith in yourself, your trust in your intuition, your trust in the connection that you're gaining with your spirit and the evolution of it, and believing more and more in your ability to create and manifest what you desire, and believing in it by seeing the creations and noticing the miracles within that are happening so that you can also see and notice the miracles outside of yourself that are happening and that you can believe in them more. So the card itself says, I'm going to turn this up a little. The card itself says, the force that works through your soul, determining what's possible or impossible, the difference between success over failure, and above all, who you are, is the power of your belief. Above all, who you are is the power of your belief. You are the power of your belief. That is what you are. So make sure that that power is resonating throughout your entire experience, that you're constantly in that state of belief of yourself, that being your own cheerleader and encouraging yourself and continuing to promote that positive reinforcement is going to really help you this week, okay? And the last card at the end of the week, Archangel Haniel with integrity. And so this card is all about really making sure that you're doing the right thing at the right time when no one's looking. Making sure that you are being kind to yourself, because nobody can know how kind you are to yourself other than you. So make sure you're being integritous with your love of yourself, that you're also connecting to the root of who you are, your individuality, your independence, and that you're loving yourself for that unique quality that you bring to this beautiful universe. And also being very connected to integrity when it comes to passion, making sure that whatever you're doing passionately, that you're staying integritous with it, you're staying honest and genuine and balanced in all of the things that you do and positive, okay? And that's gonna help you move into next week with an even more strong and impactful alignment, okay? So review real quick, the beginning of the week, answered prayers, and then we're gonna go into believing those answered prayers and believing in our ability to create even more and to manifest and to be who we are. And the last card being integritous with who we are, making sure that we are who we are even when people aren't looking, and that we're kind and loving always, and that we're using that energy to support us and move us forward. Okay, So those are the 3 cards for the week, but let's go ahead and get into the full moon before we end. And I'm going to go over the full moon energy real quick with you. And this is going to be a great way to tap into the moon energy because tomorrow is the full moon in Sagittarius, but we're actually going to be able to see the full moon tonight. It's going to look its most fullest tonight. So this is going to be a great way for you to feel into all of the energy, all of the messages, and be able to do a nice little meditation and connect with the moon tonight or tomorrow whenever you choose to, okay? So this full moon, tomorrow's full moon, 6/17/2019, like I said, you'll be able to see it in its full moon energy tonight. And it is in Sagittarius, the sign of Sagittarius, which is amazing. Sagittarius is a great sign for happiness, for joy. It's also an amazing sign for that inner child energy. So we talked about that as well for the end of this week in the astrology. So we're going to feel even more of that energy throughout this week. And Sagittarius, like I said, is a quest for truth, a quest for wisdom, and a quest for joy. So we're going to be feeling that quest energy, that adventurousness, that need, that urge, that desire to find joy, truth, and wisdom. And with that desire, usually there's an awareness of not having it, right? When you have a desire for something, you usually are aware that you don't have it. And so that is also going to be a part of our experience this week. So make sure that you don't focus too much on your awareness of not having it. Instead, focus a lot on how to gain your truth, wisdom, and joy, how to move more closely into it. What little steps, what little choices, what little thoughts can you make right now in the present moment to move you a little bit closer to that quest of joy, that truth, or that wisdom? That's what we really want to focus on. Now, we also have this amazing energy called the Galactic Center that we are in Sagittarius, the sign of Sagittarius this month. And the Galactic Center is in the sign of Sagittarius for our lifetime because it is very slowly moving black hole energy that sweeps over the sign and the zodiacs. And right now we're in Sagittarius. It's in about 26 degrees Sagittarius, this galactic center. And that's exactly where we're at with this full moon tomorrow. Is I think we're at 25 degrees moving into 26 and 27 throughout this week. And so with that, we are moving into that galactic center, and it is a black hole in the galaxy, in the universe. And we are moving, Sagittarius is moving into that black hole, and we are moving with it, aligning with it. And black holes are not scary. They are so beautiful. They represent the void space of creation. And this is so important because when you think of blackness, when you think of pitch black dark energy, and you think about just being in the nighttime with no lights around, it can be a little bit frightening. You can get a little bit nervous, like, okay, well, what's out there? It's that fear of the unknown, right? And it's also that sense of stillness. If you've ever been in like complete pitch black dark, it's got a whole different kind of silence to it. It's really kind of eerie, right? And so with that understanding, there is a sense of stillness. There is a sense of being kind of stuck in somewhere you don't know and you're not familiar with. And there is kind of that sense of doubt and fear of the unknown and like why you're in this kind of dark space, this void of creation. So this is the energy that we've been feeling kind of leading up to the full moon, and also some energy that we'll feel after the full moon and during the full moon, that feeling of that void space being a little bit uneasy for us. So it's important for you to really embrace the void space as a beautiful space for creation, because this is where the universe was made, in this void space, in a black hole energy where there was absolutely nothing there, but then with a spark and in a perfect alignment of all of these different features and elements and aspects coming together, then creation was made and new worlds were created. And that's what we're going to feel over the next couple of weeks after this full moon, is that our miracles, our new beginnings, our answered prayers are going to be the creations that come from this void space. But we have to stay still in it. We have to embrace the void space. We have to embrace that darkness for just a second, because it's that limbo in between the old aspects of ourselves and the new miracles and answered prayers. And we've got to move through that in a neutral, calm, and peaceful way and loving way. And if you can get past the neutral energy and you can really absorb and embrace that energy and be excited for the neutral or for the void space, then you're going to even be able to create more from that energy. So we're going to feel a raising in vibration with this galactic center of the full moon tomorrow. We're going to understand more why we are here after we've passed through this void space. We're going to get more in touch with our destiny and our purpose. So we have a lot to look forward to with this energy, and we just want to be as patient as we can as we move through this void space of creation. Now we're also going to have Jupiter in retrograde for this full moon, which means that we're deepening the impact of Jupiter, which is expansion and support and abundance and luck. So that's where all of that miracle and answered prayers comes from, and the new beginnings and the manifestations of our desires is with this Jupiter in retrograde. We're feeling it strongly. We're also feeling our multi-dimensional truth and our purpose and our optimism and our ability to seek solutions coming forth. With that seeking solutions, we also usually recognize what problem areas we have. So that's also where that duality of this week is coming in. So notice that if you feel into the problems that you have or feel into things that you don't like, that you are getting that information and that awareness, and those things are coming up for you this week so that you can seek solutions, not so that you can drown in the problems or focus all your energy there. Instead, it's to be aware of the issue and seek a solution and put all of your energy towards embodying that solution. That's really what we're wanting to do this week, especially with this full moon energy. Now, we also have a couple of main crystals that I want to point out. Definitely the hematite again for this galactic center energy, because this really is about the void space, and it is very connected to void space, this hematite, as well as the obsidian. The obsidian is very much that representative too. If you get pure obsidian, the black obsidian, then there's no speckled bears, and that's really void space. Also, smoky quartz can be really great for clearing things that don't serve and for clearing things that are a little bit murky in your life that you're wanting to really move away and process. Josie says, I almost feel like I could cry. You probably have some energy to release too, so that would be really good to get that energy out by just clearing it. And it's okay to cry. It's okay to release emotion this week. It's going to be important for us to release emotion. Do not suppress energy. Do not suppress emotion, because we are still releasing, and we're going to be releasing all month, you guys, because this month is just for that. It's for releasing energy that doesn't serve, so we can open up to new capacities of our healing and of our growth and of our expansion with all of that Jupiter energy I just talked about. Okay, so everybody's tearing up. Okay, good. Well, that means that everybody's releasing emotion. So that's good, because we want to release that kind of thing, and we don't want to feel alone. So just seeing that on the screen, just seeing how many people are saying that they're feeling emotional when hearing this message means that you're not alone, right? There's other people here that feel the same way you do, that are carrying energy that doesn't serve and that are ready to release it. And we're really just talking about the solutions, and that's the solution, is to release, to let it go, to let yourself fearlessly clear whatever doesn't serve you and fearlessly step into the solution, letting go of the codependence towards things that don't serve us, because we do with comfort. After a long time, we get comfortable with things that don't serve us. We get comfortable with things that are toxic in our life. We get comfortable with toxic relationships and interactions and circumstances and jobs. And we have to let those things go. And when we let it go, it's going to be uncomfortable because we were comfortable there. So we've got to just let go of that weirdness and that assumption of negativity with uncomfortability, because uncomfortability usually means that you're growing, you're expanding, you're moving somewhere different. And that moving somewhere different is a solution to the problems that you've had. So let's all move together and bravely and fearlessly in love. Let's fearlessly love these new beginnings and these new solutions that were being brought into our life. And let's just dive all the way in. Let's just jump all the way in, right? Like my song Jump on Spirit Junkie. Let's jump all the way in to this new energy and this galactic center vibration, and we're going to feel the raising of vibrations, and we're really not going to have a choice to jump in, because there's going to be so many things in our face and so many things in our body that are going to be telling us we've got to let this stuff go so we can move into this new miracle, this answered prayer. And that's what we want to have. Okay, all right, you guys, so real quick, let's do some of the what am I doing? Okay, I've got 8 minutes. So let's first pull some cards real quick for the full moon, and then if I have time, I'll do a little channeled message for the signs. I'm not getting that there's a lot coming through for the individual signs. I feel like this is everybody's kind of in the same boat right now, but I will try to maybe channel a message for everybody, because I'm just going with the flow of energy, and I listen to my guides very clearly, and they're like, you don't really need to channel any messages for each sign. They're all kind of in the same boat. And that's a really good thing to notice too, is that all the air signs, earth signs, water signs, fire signs, we're all going through this energy together. We're all experiencing together. And I talked yesterday about having kind of a bad day and how to move out of it. And it's just to know that you're not alone and to find neutrality. If you can't find bliss, find neutrality, find stillness, find meditation, find a nap and sleep it off. And then you'll wake up refreshed. Okay, so cards, I'm not setting intentions with these card pulls, so it's just not doing anything. So let's set the intention to pull some cards for the full moon real quick. We'll pull 2 cards for the full moon in Sagittarius tomorrow. What do we need to let go of? Actually, they want me to pull this for that question. What do you want us to let go of for the full moon? What is our main thing to release? Okay. And what is our main thing to focus on, to let in, to absorb? They want these cards. They're so choosy, the guides today. What do we want to absorb? So that's why I pull cards from different decks, guys, because I'm literally hearing my guides like tell me, nope, not that deck, the other deck. So what are we focusing on? What are we absorbing? There it is. Which one do you want? Okay. Talking out loud to my guides. See, you're not the only crazy ones. If you guys do that too, I do it too. Okay. All right. So what do we want to let go of? We want to let go of being a player in the game, letting go of games, letting go of manipulations, letting go of aspects of ourselves that try to control things or try to manipulate things into our own kind of way of experience, trying to manipulate our experiences into our own assumptions instead of into reality. We're letting go of illusions. That's what this full moon is about, is letting go of illusions and really connecting to our truth, letting go of that player self, letting go of playing games with ourselves, letting go of playing ourselves out of our truth and playing ourselves out of our success. We really want to let go of that. So that's our letting go. What are we focusing on? What are we observing? What are we bringing forth? We're bringing forth courage. We're bringing forth courage. We're allowing ourselves to align with our courage, our courageous self, our rooted center, our connection to our individuality and independence, and our ability to be brave in that independence and individuality, and our ability to move forward courageously and fearlessly into our new paths, into our uncomfortable points of experience that are leading us to new, exciting, and amazingly blissful times. Okay, what great cards. So let go of the player, let go of the manipulation, let go of the illusions, and grab onto courage and fearlessness into your new beginnings and into the unknown. All right, let's channel a message real quick for the full moon. Just a general one. Let's go ahead and close our eyes and just breathe here for a moment in your own pace. I'm just calling forth any energy, any high vibrational love and light spirit guides, galactic guides that want to come through to provide a message about the galactic center, the full moon, or any energy this week for 6/16 to 6/23, 2019. The Galactic Transformative Alliance is here. The Galactic Transformative Alliance here and ready to bring a message for transformation, for prosperity, for aligning with your true vibration. There is much galactic energy in the air with the galactic center of the full moon in Sagittarius tomorrow. There is a lot of particles, cosmic particles in nature, energetically transforming the electromagnetic fields of the universe and of your bodies and your planet. This transformation in your fields, this solar storm from last week, of which you've called it, is also present this week with the galactic center's influence, allowing you to feel all of the particles that are swimming around in this galactic center, downloading more galactic codes, light codes for evolution and growth into your being. These galactic codes are allowing you to align more with your multidimensional self, your ability to transform from just the physical energetic understanding of you to the multidimensional understanding of you, the aspect of you that is connected to the cosmos, to galactic energy, as well as mystical energy and the earth, the core of the earth and the vibrations of the earth, as well as all sorts of different energies that you have encountered in several lives with your soul's experience and life here. There are many things to be shared. You will have memories of past lives, parallel lives, connections to different guides, new understandings, new perceptions, new growth, and new awareness. All of this transformation is a part of the transformation that you are connected to that is occurring in the universe. This mass transformation is one that is providing you a graceful flow in attuning to your creative self and your creator spirit. Know that this is a time to practice manifesting what you would like to have in your life, from the smallest minuscule detail to the most grandiose mass consciousness awakening that you could imagine. All of it is possible, dear ones, and we are here, the Galactic Transformative Alliance, assisting you along the way in transforming your energy as needed for this divine connection to the galactic center, the full moon in Sagittarius, and all of this energy this week for you to tap into. You are here, you are ready, and you are evolving. Call on us at any time, and we are here for you. One Arcturian, one Sirian, and one Pleiadian here for you at all times. Galactic Transformative Alliance, thank you, and we are here. Blessed, dear ones. See you next time. Okay, so we felt that message strong. Hopefully you guys felt some vibrations there too. I know I did. Go ahead and wake yourself up slowly, breathing into your physical body, waking your body back up. What a good message from the Galactic Transformative Alliance. They are a very strong collective of ET beings that are guides for me and guides for you guys as well now. And you've probably already heard of them before with their channeled messages on my page. They're very cool. So thank you to them for showing up, and thank you all for showing up today to this reading. I hope you got a really good message there and a good activation with that energy. And also, I hope you got all of the information that you need to travel through this week with ease and grace and connection and really clear wisdom. And I hope that you have a wonderful week in your quest for wisdom, truth, and joy with the full moon in Sagittarius tomorrow. And I hope that you also share this reading and comment and like it as well, and subscribe to my channel right here as well, so that you can get more information and more connection to this energy as we move forward in it for next week's weekly reading at 1:11 p.m. Central Time Sunday, and also as we continue on in more videos and content I'll be supplying you for just spiritual growth and development and intuition. So I hope you have a great one. I love you all for joining. It's been so good to connect with you today. I'm a little bit zenned out from my channel. I'm having a hard time speaking in my normal way right now. Hedwig says, well, I've been crying today and emotional over the place and now feeling good about it. Good. I'm so glad there's transformation there. Transmutation, and you all connecting to each other and helping each other is so important, and being there for each other as soul family. We've got Jordan Diamond saying, hello, everyone. Hello. Blessings to Hedwig from Marie. Josie is getting blessings from Hedwig, which is all beautiful. Let go and let God. Absolutely. Shadell is sending love and light, forgiveness, and blessings to everyone. Josie is saying thank you, feeling good. Everybody cried heavy. That's okay. Good release. And who else? Amy Rogers says, yes, I'm feeling those downloads big time. I'm being told to integrate and be still. Yes, so important. Be still this week when you feel you need to be. Honor the stillness. Honor the void space. Honor the ability to be patient. New guide stepped forward this week as well. Wonderful. Great job, Amy. That's such great news. Hey, Kiwi. You're welcome. Thank you for all your love. Leslie says, love you too. Everybody have a great day, says Kiwi. Everybody saying bye and having a good one. And Abby Lee, the message was awesome and powerful. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a great day. It was so good to connect with you. And if you're interested, I have 2 events this week. I've got the Channel and Chill next Saturday. That is going to be at Abundance Space in Scottsdale, where I channel divine messages from beings like the Galactic Transformative Alliance and several others that come through of love and light. I also have another intuitive kids workshop where I'll be talking to intuitive kids and their parents about how to manage and navigate their intuition and develop it further so that they can use this in their adult life and also feel completely connected to it at a young age. So if you're interested in either of those events, I am offering them online as well, so you can tap into them via video conference. So if you're interested in that, message me for details, readingsbyrissa@gmail.com or at readingsbyrissa on Instagram. Make sure you follow me at readingsbyrissa on Instagram as well for daily vibes. For some reason on my community channel on YouTube lately, I haven't been able to post the affirmations, the pictures. It just hasn't been downloading. I think it's just something with their feed, some kind of coding that they need to get done. So let's hope that that gets back on track. In the meantime, I'm posting all of the affirmations on my Instagram every day, and I'll still try to post them on YouTube when they get back online, okay? And then if you need a message, if you need a reading from me, if you need a message from spirit, your higher self, spirit guides, if you want to connect to your past lives or your cosmic connections, or you want to get an energy cleansing, or you need a general reading about your love life, work life, family life, and spiritual growth, all of that is in one reading, in general reading. Please message me as well, readingsbyrissa@gmail.com, and I'm happy to sit down with a one-on-one with you in anything you need. I love you, and I hope you have a